Good morning, Rochester ALC, and welcome to our final episode of C103 News of the semester. I'm Jose.
And I'm Crystal. It's hard to believe that we are already halfway through the school year. It really seems like we just started.
You know what they say, Crystal. Time flies when you're having fun.
Speaking of fun, my team did a story this week about the upcoming fun we will be having on the last day of the quarter. Check it out.
Hi, I'm here with the principal, Mrs. Zebart, and we're going to talk about the basketball game that's coming up.
Awesome.
So, do you think the students have a chance of winning this year?
Here's what I'll tell you. We've been doing this here. I think this is going to be our 8th year in a row of having a student-staff basketball game. The staff has lost one game in that 8 years, and they actually lost it quite handedly. And to be honest with you, one of the guys that was on that student-winning basketball team just signed a Division I scholarship with the University of Oklahoma. 7-foot guy right here from Rochester, Kolda Manyang. Look him up. But he was the cause of the loss that year. Otherwise, it's been dominated by the staff.
Okay. What are the rules for the game?
The rules are regular Minnesota State High School League rules. A little known fact about Mr. Zebart. Mr. Zebart was a high school and college basketball official for 26 years.
He's a hooper.
And
he's a hooper.
So I've seen lots of games. I've called lots of games. I can guarantee you will get a fairly officiated game, and but we will follow the Minnesota State High School rules.
And there you have it.
Hi, I'm here with Dominic talking about the basketball game. How did the first team practice go?
Pretty good, but we need to practice more in order to beat the staff team this year.
Alright, there you go.
Guys, I'm here with Miles Miller. I'm going to ask him 2 questions. First question, do you think students have a chance to win this year?
Maybe they just got to practice more and stay focused.
Alright guys, stay focused. Second question, how long have you been playing basketball for RALC?
Since last year.
Last year. There you guys have it.
Hi, I'm with John and Kelsey, and they're going to fill us in about the pie right after the basketball game. So would you guys like to fill us in?
Sure. So what's going to happen is at the end of the basketball game, we're going to do the pie in the face, where the top 5 teachers that got the most raffle tickets in their jar, we're going to pick one student out of each of the 5 jars, and that student is going to get to pie that teacher in the face.
We'll be selling the tickets until the game during advisory. 1 for $1 or 6 for $5. So get them while they're hot.
Hey, this is Cullen from ALC Action News. And this week we reported on the basketball game and pieing our teachers in the faces. I both hope it went well, and on both occasions I hope we beat our teachers to a pulp. But
I can't wait to see who gets pied in the face after the game. I guess I can't wait for the game, too.
Hopefully this will be the year that students finally beat the teachers.
And hopefully everyone stays healthy enough to play.
What do you mean? Why wouldn't they be healthy?
Well, it's flu season, and the flu is extremely contagious. Here's our team with some tips on how to keep yourself and those around you healthy.
This is the worst season. It's flu season. Let's not get it. Listen to these next tips to stay healthy. Hello, we're here with Mrs. Olson, and we're going to talk about how to avoid the flu. So, what do you say to avoid the flu?
Probably the best way to avoid the flu is to get your flu shots. And this year the shot isn't as effective as it is some years, but it's still recommended that you get the shot. Even if you get the flu, it's likely to be less severe if you get the shot. If you don't get the shot, you're likely to be much sicker. So we're recommending, and it's still not too late. People think it's already too late, and it's not. And actually prices have come down at some of the places that are giving shots. So that's the #1 recommendation, is to get the flu shot. The second is to stay away from people who have the flu. Try to avoid contact with people who are sick. The third is to wash your hands carefully and frequently, and be especially careful of not touching your nose or your eyes. That's how the virus gets into your body, is you get the virus on your hands, and then if you rub your eye or touch your nose, then that's how the virus gets into the body, and then it begins to multiply, and then it spreads and infects the whole body. So keep your eyes away from your hands, keep your hands away from your eyes and nose. Wash your hands frequently, or use hand sanitizer when you're not around a sink. and stay away from people who are ill.
All right, and how long, when you get the flu, how long would you say to stay away from school and work?
Okay, the recommendation is to stay away from school and work until you're well again. And for sure, during the time that you have a fever, you should avoid people completely. So don't go to school, don't go to work. Try to avoid friends and relatives who are not sick so that you don't spread it to them. And then you shouldn't return to work or school until you're well. Okay. There's one thing you can do if you do get the flu within the first 48 hours. There's a medication that you can take that will help reduce the severity of the flu. So if you have if you think you have the flu, you can go get seen by a doctor or nurse practitioner, and that medication may be helpful if you start it soon enough.
All right, thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
So I'm going to show you guys how to wash your hands. First we'll start with rinsing them really well. Get some soap. Lather them together and sing your ABCs, or I prefer happy birthday. So happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Jennifer. Happy birthday to me. Cha cha cha. Rinse all that off. Alright, now we're all good with that. And we'll dry them off really well. And I'm germ-free for the next 3 seconds. Hi, I'm here with Brandon, and we're going to talk about his flu experience. So, Brandon, tell me about some of the early symptoms that you saw in the flu.
Well, I started feeling really weak, and just my stomach was really bothering me a lot, and probably 2 days in, started having really bad hot flashes, so I just stayed home and tried to sleep it off, and it just lasted a few days.
Okay, and what did you do to make you feel better?
I ate a lot of soup. Soup. Yeah, soup.
That's good. Did you go see a doctor?
No.
No? Okay, thank you.
Yep.
We hope you guys learned something and use these helpful tips to stay healthy this winter. Back to you guys in the studio.
That's great advice. Make sure you wash your hands often and use hand sanitizer throughout the day. I don't even want to think about how many germs I touch on a daily basis.
If you're not a regular hand washer already, then it should definitely be one of your New Year's resolutions, and it should stick with you forever.
If you haven't made a resolution yet, here are some ideas for you.
How often do people make New Year's resolutions and never keep them? A quote by Robert Herjavec: "Goals without timelines are just dreams." And we want to help you guys reach your New Year's resolution.
For those of you who have no idea on what New Year's resolutions you guys are doing, we have some couple ideas for you right here. So one of the ideas is staying healthy, because a lot of people aren't confident about their health, and just eat well, stay around people that can motivate you. Work harder in school, because a lot of people here aren't very confident about their grades. Saving money, saving money to buy yourself good things, prepare for the future. Better up your relationships, whether that be with peers, family members, or friends. Improve your job, whether that be at school or at your part-time job.
Well, Jose, I heard your dilemma. How are you going to reach these goals of yours?
I'm not sure, Spence.
You're not sure?
Yeah.
Well, you got to stay positive. You got to make a plan and stick with the plan. If you don't stick with a plan, then it's not even worth your time. If it's worth your time, it's worth your while.
I think I'll keep that in mind.
You better.
Hi, I'm here with Marissa, and we want to find out what her New Year's resolutions are. Marissa, what's your New Year's resolution this year?
I am going to graduate high school.
And how do you plan on reaching your goal?
I'm going to study more, and I'm going to make sure I turn in all of my homework on time.
Ooh, sounds like a good plan.
Alright guys, I'm here with Priscilla, and we're going to talk about her New Year's resolutions. Priscilla, what are your New Year's resolutions?
To lose weight.
and get rid of this baby bump.
How do you plan about going with that?
Going to the gym, running, eating right, you know.
All right, thank you, Priscilla. Priscilla, everyone.
Now that you have some ideas for resolutions and how to keep them, it's a new year, go make a new you.
Make sure you set small goals to help you keep your resolutions.
Speaking of goals, since it's almost the end of the quarter, hopefully everyone's goal is to pass your classes.
If not, maybe some words from Mr. Zebot will give you some motivation.
Welcome to another version of Z60. By the time you see this episode, there will be just a couple days left in the quarter in which you can get your work done to make sure that you're getting passing grades. As a slight incentive for all students in the high school particularly, I would like to add this added incentive. If you have 2 Fs on your second quarter report card, you will be grounded for the entire third quarter. You will lose the privilege of leaving campus or even going outside for third quarter. So if that is really, really important to you, I want you to make sure that you're passing all your grades. 2 Fs, lose the privilege. Have a great day.
Make sure you're checking in with teachers to get missing work.
Let's end this week with a bit of good news. If you drive a car, I'm sure you noticed the dramatic drops in gas prices.
It's nice to have a little extra cash in my pocket after filling up the gas tank. I've noticed a big difference.
I'm sure you have, especially considering that it wasn't that long ago that gas was $4 a gallon. Here's a team with some more information.
Around early December, gas prices were at a high of $3.20. Now, nearly a month after, there are only $1.99. Why such a change? We're going to go with our newscast, and we're going to ask some people what their thoughts are on the big decrease of gas.
I'm here with Teddy today, and we're going to ask him a few questions. So, what type of gas does your vehicle take?
My vehicle takes premium gas. It's a bit higher octane than the regular gasoline.
And how much did it take now?
Now it only costs me about $30 to fill up my tank from empty to full. Before the gas prices went down, it costed about $50 or more to fill up.
Well, that's actually a big difference. Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome, Greg.
Hi, I'm here with Tanner, and now Tanner, gas prices are at an all-time low. Why do you think?
Because of the oil industry.
Because of the oil industry, okay. And how much did it usually take up to fill up your car before the price drop?
About $35.
About $35. What do you think now?
About 20.
Yeah, that's about right. Thank you so much for your time.
I'm here with Mr. Lynch, and we're going to talk a little bit about gas prices. What's your opinion on the recent drop in gas prices?
I think it's absolutely awesome. Incredible. I love it. It's cheaper, which is always a plus, so I like it.
So how much was your car to fill up before the gas prices?
Well, I don't have a tremendously large tank in my car, but I think it was like 35, maybe, give or take, if I was empty. And now it's a little over 20.
Wow.
I think I was telling you in class I actually couldn't get $20 in a few weeks ago because I wasn't completely empty. So that hadn't happened since I was a much younger fella. So.
Yeah. So I guess that's it.
Hi, I'm here with Mr. Rude, and we're going to ask him a few questions. But first, as you may know, gas prices were at $3 to $4, and Mr. Rude drives a big truck, so we'll see what his opinion is on that. So, how was gas prices before? How much would you usually fill your tank?
When the gases were up to $3.80, $3.90 a gallon, I could easily spend $80, $85 at time to fill my tank. So, yeah, I wasn't liking it a whole lot.
And what's your opinion on how gas prices are right now?
I like the fact that they've dropped. I think it's a little late in coming, considering the fact that with the oil reserves in the western United States and our ability to process that oil, the prices could have come down earlier had our current administration, namely President Obama, released those oil fields instead of closing them down and laying people off. It would have made a difference, and we wouldn't all be suffering. And it's good for the economy. Everybody has more money in their pocket, no matter what your status is, your job. We all need to pay for gas. So if we can reduce those prices and get lower prices for everybody. It does nothing to stimulate our economy, help everybody out.
All right, thank you.
So that wraps it up for us. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, that does it for our final episode of C103 News. Be sure to tune in next quarter when there's a whole new crew.
Have a great end to your quarter, guys.